Hello everyone! Welcome. I'm Umbras, and today we are back in Gran Turismo 3. It has been a little while. It's been a while! But it is good to be back. And I think... Oh, that looks so nice. I think it is time for us to do some endurance racing. With one of the first events on our list being the Trial Mountain 2 hours. I think that'd be pretty good. Welcome, Caramel. I hope you're well. Welcome, Blood Wolf. Welcome, Floyd. Shelby GT. Everyone's coming in just in time for the start of the endurance race. Hope we get to take our old Ford GT. Let's get a little bit more power out of it, actually, with the oil change, as that'll be a nice little extra benefit. We can do that. Get a little bit more power, and then be ready to go. Some good news. Ooh. Alright, let us hear the good news. Let us hear the good news. Wait, what? Normal car. Oh, motherfucker. Okay, so that doesn't count as a normal car. Ford GT40 road car doesn't count as a normal car. That is a little bit disappointing, as I was really hoping that would be the case. Is this a normal car? 991 GT3 is so fun. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting the GT4 Porsche. So that'll be really fun. I'm gonna be in the the Cayman, something like that. Yeah, the Cayman GT4. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so we'll be in the Roof or a GT, and this will be the vehicle we use for this. So let's go. There we go. Starting after the start finish line. And the fresh in GT3. All right, nice. Don't wreck me when you go to lap me, please. I'm gonna be a slow bean. I'm gonna ask Julian later this week if there's a practice server up for that. You've seen the initially arcade stage collaboration with the Cruiser. I have not, actually. That's pretty cool, though. The fact that they're getting the games to kind of, having that collaboration. I know in the Yakuza games there have been some like One Gun Midnight and Initial D references and everything in some of the mini games. So that's kind of makes some sense. Dang, a little bit of a shame that we can't drive the Ford GT40, the road going version. I was really hoping that would be the case, as that would be a very solid, very nice vehicle to drive as well. That's roughly around the performance of a lot of these other Japanese sports cars. Alright, come on, let's get back up there with the NSX. That's such a beautiful car as well, the NSX. Absolutely love the look of it. The mid-engine, wonderful nature of it. We got the rear engine, Roof or a GT. Based off of the 996 GT3 Porsche. And it is very agile. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, having the collaboration and everything. I wonder what cars like different characters would be driving, or how that would work. Alright, a little bit of understeer. Gotta watch that, gotta watch out for that. I'm almost doing 25s in Porsche. Yeah, it's not bad. That's solid. Especially in the older Porsches, you know. Ow. That's not terrible at all. I need to do practice. I'm hoping to get a practice server up, or at the very least give rough conditions. That way we can I can get a setup work going. So I know Alex has a couple of setups as well. Alex Curto has a couple of GT4 setups created for Laguna. So I'm thinking probably that having using that and then adjusting it to get a little bit more ascend step outs will be a pretty solid option, I think. I need to get back up there with the NSX. I've been not exactly the quickest right now, but we will make this work. There we go. Lap 2 complete. 3 minutes in. We are 2.5% done the race. So probably around like 75 to 80 laps total, I think. Ow. But we will see. The understeer. Oh, NSX is suffering from serious understeer as well. That's good to know. That is very good to know. That has gifted us a victory. But yeah, this the roof. It uses a modified Metzger engine from the Porsche 996 GT3 with upgraded camshafts, revised ECU tuning, and then improved intake and exhaust systems. I feel like it's over-rotating out of the corners. Maybe soften the rear R-bar click, and I move the brake bias back one to get a little bit more rotation in. That way you're less likely to oversteer, and then you can get the power down as well. Might be the way to go. But yeah, I need to get practicing with the Cayman GT4, as I usually struggle quite a bit with mid-engine cars, especially Porsche for some reason. Like in other sims, I can handle the Porsches reasonably well. It's still not my favorite, but I can at least, you know, drive them. But in ACC mid-engine cars, and I don't really get along all that well. I much prefer the front-engine vehicles. Too much to maybe. I'd have to take a look at the setups. Although, if you're running something that's modified off of like a high-mo setup, I'm already gonna not like it, because God, high-mo to me is very much trash. Very squishy. It feels very lazy in the corners and everything. I don't know what high-mo does with their stuff, or why they always feel just genuinely terrible to drive. But yeah, no, I don't fuck with high-mo setups. I can eventually retrain myself to drive those, but holy moly, they're just genuine dog water most times. I much do better with like Go, either Go or CDA. CDA if it's gonna be mixed conditions, Go if it's gonna be in like pure dry, and I need like a super pointy car. It's at 110 at the moment. Standard. Oh gosh, yeah. Those standard aggressives for those older cars are very outdated. They came out around like way before like they did a couple of tire and physics updates for ACC. So they're basically set up to be around like an outdated physics model, and they just never really changed them for a lot of the vehicles. That's probably why you're having so much issues. That's genuinely probably why. Oh boy. Oh, Nelly. Alright, all my tires are dead. Push me to the edge. All my tires are red. Yeah, okay. I need to pit. My lap times are just falling off of a cliff now. And the NSX ain't doing too much better. So I'm going in. Yeah, NSX is going in this lap as well. So I'm gonna go in a more aggressive line here. And there we go. There we go. We should be far enough ahead as well to avoid being overtaken by any of the second, third, fourth, or any of those people. And we're gonna be, yeah, we made the stop. There we go. Alright, fresh tires. Gonna be a little bit chilly at the start, but we got this. NSX is giving me a good fight though. Pretty solid balance. Alright, Skyline's pitting as well. Yeah, the forward drive's probably absolutely murdering those tires and the Evo. It's really only the Supra and the RX-7, I think, are the only two that are really sticking out. Alright, so every 5 laps or so, every 5 laps, we're gonna be pitting. Gosh, that looks beautiful as well. I absolutely love the 996 generation Porsches. It's just, oh, it is just nut, you know? Like, it is genuinely a blast they just look so nice. They sound great. And the GT3 versions as well are just top notch with the aero and everything on them. Just, it looks beautiful. Like, yeah, other Porsches are, you know, more technologically advanced to have the air-cooled engine and everything. But I think the 996 is just, it's my personal favorite of the Porsche 911 generations. Then again, that and a 993 are like the main two I really kind of grew up with. I guess the 997 as well were kind of like during my formative years. But the 996 is just, it's my personal favorite. I really like the looks of those. Alright, here we go, here we go. Down to the gears. Gosh, I do like this endurance event as well, kind of having a focus on like standard street cars and everything on Trial Mountain. Really hope the later Gran Turismo games, like Gran Turismo 8, brings back more like different endurance events for like different categories of cars and everything. I think that would genuinely be like really cool to see. Like vehicles from different eras or like different classifications. Even different like countries of origin having like endurance events and everything, just to really kind of, you know, add some spice. Like I genuinely think in Gran Turismo 8, every track should have, well, maybe not the dirt track, so like, but like everything else should have at least one like specialty like high-paying endurance event, just to like, you know, that kind of has vehicles specifically for like that types of. Though that kind of really suits like the track as well, you know. Like I think that'll be really cool. I want to come back to drawing my next deck. Ooh, what are you currently working on? Oh, what are you planning on working on, I should say? One or the other, depending if you've already started or not. Welcome, DJ Rikta. Hope you're well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right now, we're in the Rome endurance race. Where, not the Rome, sorry. The Trial Mountain endurance race. Rome's the other one. The Trial Mountain endurance race, where we have a whole bunch of high-end sports cars, mostly Japanese, but we're in our roof, our GT, absolutely tearing up the track. Man, this is a blast. We're putting on a whole lot of mileage on this 3.6 liter naturally aspirated engine with the dry sump oil lubrication system. Not yet. Okay. So you're gonna be starting tomorrow. So what's the plan then for the drawing? Any specific vehicles, landscapes, characters I'm excited to see, or I'm excited to hear your plans for that. Whoop. There we go, nice and smooth. Yeah, we're starting to build up a gap now on the NSX, getting reacquainted with the roof handling. I will plan. He is planning. All right, so I'm looking forward to the cooking. Oh boy, oh gosh, big understeer there. Huge amounts of understeer. Gotta be careful with that. The F430. Ooh, okay, okay. Is that your first Ferrari? I think so. I mean, it's a nice one to do. You know, nice kind of rounded shape. Semi-simplistic, but still has some, you know, unique geometry to it. Very, very gorgeous vehicle as well, with lots of reference pictures. Are you going with the coupe or the roadster version of that one? I mean, both are genuinely beautiful, but it'd be cool to see which one yeah, you're picking. Oh boy, understeer. Oh, yeet chicane. 991 GT3 is a fun car though. Yeah. I'm looking forward to driving the little bean GT4. Oh boy, I gotta be careful. Gotta be just a little bit careful here. Oh, it depends. Okay. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Either way, it looked good. Also did a drawing of the Grady. Right, I forgot about that. I guess that kind of counts as Ferrari. Yeah, GT1 Porsche? GT1 Porsche. What's the GT1 Porsche? Is that the 935? Oh, I'm losing. My fronts are dying. My fronts are dying. Alright, yeah, it is definitely pit stop time. Oh gosh, my fronts are absolutely cooked. Alright, pit stop time. Yeah, FIA GT1 Porsche that Where are you driving those? What sim are you driving those in? That's awesome though, getting to drive the the old GT1 Porsche. Believe it or not, just barely faster than modern GT3 cars now. Automobilista 2 and Project. Okay. Gotcha. I see. Yeah. Honestly, I'm really hoping that track does more like off-season events that kind of feature like unique vehicles and everything, or like unique conditions. I think that'd be pretty cool. I know something crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. What is something crazy? What is something crazy? Ooh, we might actually catch up to the Evo, either this lap or the next, because the Evo 7 is also pitting, and those four-wheel drive cars are not doing too well on this track. They are absolutely cooking them tires. Yeah, we may... Oh, it's gonna be close, but I think next... Yeah, next lap... GT500 pull time was almost 3 seconds faster than Metallic and Fuji. Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair with them, they got, you know, 700 horsepower and, like, absolutely killer downforce as well. So when the twisty bits and all that stuff, I'm imagining that's when they're really, really making up their speed. And even then, like, in the acceleration zones, like, they got 700 horsepower, whereas, like, the LMDH is only running, like, 600-ish? 650? So, at minimum, you have 50 more horsepower. But, yeah, that is still a huge difference. But you also gotta look at the track condition as well, like, what time of year and everything. 670, okay, so about 30 horsepower. I mean, on a power track like Fuji, that is still a significant amount of power. Combine that with all the downforce, that'll really, really help it through the third sector. And you've got, you know, a recipe for a very quick lap time. 126.07. Yeah, okay. So very, very, very quick. Jeez. Makes you wonder what would happen if, like, WEC went to, like, a Suzuka instead. Just how much quicker, because Suzuka's more of a downforce track. Just how much quicker the, the GT500 cars would go compared to the LMDH cars. The hypercars and everything. Yeah, that is a second gear corner. Third gear, you understeer like a pig. Second gear gives you the rotation, I think. That is, yeah, second gear is better. Second gear is much better. We do want to keep a third through here because it is a higher speed corner. You can really kind of open up by going onto the yellow. I think that's a skyline ahead as well. So we're going from lapping 1 to lapping 2 of the racers. 20 minutes in. So we are a sixth of the way. We're 16 point something percent through the race. Just gradually putting in the laps, putting the rubber down on the track. Oh boy. Alright, come on. We're good. Let's get up there with the skyline. Oh, he yeeted himself. Goodbye, skyline. Bro absolutely yoked himself into the wall. Oh boy. Alright, we better understeer here. Gotta be just a little bit careful. Oh boy. There we go. Alright, yeah, the fronts are starting to die. The understeer is starting to come back a little bit. That rear engine understeer is starting to get a little bit spicy. Gosh, that car is gorgeous. Oh, it's a shame that there was, you know, literally double digits of these vehicles made. Only double digits of these vehicles made. Because, holy moly, I want one. A high-performance Porsche 911 GT3 with an Alcantara-clad interior roll cage with an upgraded engine that's, like, built for track use, but can also, you know, be more than enough for the street as well. Yes, please. I've never actually seen a roof in real life, though. They are super rare. Like, I really want to see, that. 153 pull time with Fujizo, 138. I mean, that's quite quick. Holy moly. Like, people don't realize just how quick just even GT3 cars have gotten. Like, if you look at, like, modern GT3 cars compared to just even, like, a decade ago, it is genuine. It is huge. It is huge. And I'm, like, it's crazy. Just the sheer amount of downforce and everything that they're making, the reliable power. Like, it is impressive. Like, like, I was watching the 6 hours of the Glen, right? And, you know, it was, you know, very high temperatures, pretty, you know, difficult track as well. You do put a lot of strain on the vehicles. But, like, I don't remember there being a single retirement for, like, actual mechanical failure. I might be misremembering, but, like, genuinely, I think like, most of the retirements are due to people, like, crashing out and, like, collisions and everything. Like, I don't think there was any, like, you know, any retirements of, like, a major mechanical failure. And even if there was, like, mechanical issues, like, they were able to be super quickly repaired as well. Which is just, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Anyway, let's get some more tires. Get some more rubber up. We are almost a quarter of the way through the race. Oh, we're gonna lose our lap to the skyline. But he's gonna be pitting next lap. He's gonna be pitting next lap, so I'm gonna be we're gonna get a lap back, don't worry. Track I love, and it gets hit a lot, is VR. Oh, VR is definitely a track that's quite close to me as well. It's only about 6 hours-ish south of me. And I really like that track. It's basically, it is a club level track that they race GT3s on with the IMSA. As well as even like the GT America races there as well. Sometimes on and off. And it's just super cool. It gets a little bit of hate because it is a genuinely difficult track. I'm not even gonna like mince words. It is genuinely like difficult to race on, but it's a good track. You don't really have a whole lot of good reference markers though, so a lot of it is based off of vibes and feel. Like you're kind of vibe coding the entire lap. At least compared to other more, you know, established tracks that have, you know, much more, you know, dedicated braking references and a whole lot more you can kind of use to judge where you are and how fast you're going and where you need to stop. VAR is very, it's basically like a park that they put a racetrack in the middle of. Yeah, roller coaster sections and absolute blast as well. I got a soft spot for VAR, partially because again it is a track that is somewhat close to me that I've been to somewhat frequently, and it's just really cool. All right. There we go. Yes. Alright, this is great. Full send. Major speed. Gosh, it feels so good when this vehicle has its tires all warmed up and in mostly good condition. You're really able to, you know, absolutely put the rubber down. It's a shame the tires don't really last that long, though. I wish they would last just a little bit longer. You know, because it is a little bit unrealistic how quickly these tires are going. But still, holy moly, it is so cool being able to do, you know, do this race and everything like that. Gosh, I wish more games had endurance racing, because it is, especially like now that Gran Turismo has much larger grid sizes, you know. and is able to, you know, better incorporate, you know, day-night cycles, weather. It has, you know, like more vehicles that could be, you know, BOP'd together as well. And they really need to get you know, more endurance races and everything. Also love Road America. Yes, Road America is pretty great. Although it is very much in The Sims. I'm not as big a fan of racing in The Sims as I am actually watching the races, because it kind of turns, with certain people, it kind of turns into a little bit of a dive bomb fest. So that is a little bit of an issue there. But it is still a great track. You know, very fast, very flowing. It's got a lot of really cool stuff going on with it. And I do absolutely love Road America. Road America is a great track. I wish more Sims had it as well, because in the States it does get used quite frequently. Honestly, ACC, like, they're missing out on quite a few more DLCs to really expand the track list. Having a second GT America one, getting other things like Portimao, Magny-Cours, like all that stuff. Having a GT Asia track list as well. That'd be really cool. Yeah, Canada Corner. Yeah, the kink, but just in general, but it being, you know, a very high speed into heavy braking zone kind of start-stop track. In that aspect, you do see a lot of the melons there too. Like, you know, it's like Red Bull Ring in Monza. People think, oh, high speed and heavy braking zone, just brake later, that's how you pass. But like, you need to at least be, you know, partially alongside to make it work. Nope, just brake later. Just brake later, brake later. Oh boy, alright, easy on the brakes here. Get the car rotated around. We gotta be a little bit more cautious. Fronts are definitely getting a little bit toasty. Much toasty now. Much toastier. Honestly, they could even do a like a street circuit. A street circuit DLC probably, as GT America has been to St. Petersburg. It has been to Long Beach. I believe it's been to Nashville as well. If not, I'm sure there are other, like, you could probably do Macau maybe, right? Macau is an SRO event, right? I think. I don't know, there's definitely options. Yeah. Like, it's the thing with the faster class, especially like the prototypes and everything. They have more power and are able to... Oh, it is FIA? Damn, okay. Well, they could at least add Long Beach and St. Petersburg. Add in a couple of like GT4s as well. I don't know, you got options. You got Barber Motorsports Park, you got Road America, you got VIR. Like, you have a lot of great tracks that have either been or still are part of the GT America Championship that honestly would work really well and add a bit more of that variety into ACC. This is only like, what, 25, 26 tracks in ACC? Something like that? Like, you got a lot. Even like the European tracks, you're still not using up all of them. Like, that's the biggest thing I worry about with LMU, though. Is that them only focusing on, like, The like the ACO sponsored events, you know, that type of stuff, where it's WEC, European Le Mans, and like maybe Asian Le Mans. You do severely limit the track variety in that sim. So I do have concerns about the future of that one from a league racing standpoint. That does get a little bit trickier. Yeah, but still ACC League owners always on the same tracks for the ground. That's why I always try to vote for like I try to like basically have my vote set to like random categories. That way it doesn't like my own personal biases do not affect the outcome. Like I basically create different categories and everything, and I spin a wheel of those categories, a virtual online wheel of those categories, and then I have a spreadsheet. So then I filter the tracks by that category and everything, and then I can then run a random number generator and use that to essentially vote for those tracks. Literally the past like year, I have not actually voted for a track in terms of like, you know, my own personal preferences at all. It has been pretty much entirely random, but random within a given category. So for example, one year for TGT, I spun the wheel and it was the 6 closest tracks to a beach or a shoreline. So the vote was Laguna Seca, Valencia, Barcelona, Laguna Seca, Valencia, Barcelona, Zandvoort, Paul Ricard, and the Italian track. Misano, because those were the closest to either a beach or at least a large, you know, ocean or body of water. Like I guess saltwater body of water is, I guess, what I categorize it as. Otherwise, Watkins Glen is actually quite close to, you know, the Finger Lakes and everything. So I even have like those types of, you know, those types of stuff. Or I have one where it's tracks that used to host F1 but no longer do. So it's Nürburgring, Nordschleife, Paul Ricard, Brands Hatch, Donington, Watkins Glen, Indianapolis, Kialami. I guess I can add Imola to that now. Zandvoort Beach is like 400 meters from the beach. Yeah. So that was why that one was one of the ones I voted for the let's go to the beach. And it was basically I just picked the ones that are the closest to a saltwater body of water. Oh, Zolder's on that list as well for tracks that used to host F1 but no longer do. What else? So there's a lot to vote for that one. And if there's more than 6 in the category has to have at least 6 for it to be a valid category. But if there's more than 6, then I chalk it up the random number generator for that to pick it. Which is really, really fun. So I've had a bunch of like different things. It's allowed me to vote for Snetterton, it's allowed me to vote for Coda. All that fun stuff. I think one season it landed on tracks from English speaking countries. And so the random number generator Well, I should say primarily English-speaking countries, as like that being like the main language. And so the random number generator picked, I believe, Laguna Seca, Bathurst, Silverstone, Brands Hatch, and Donington. No, Brands Hatch and Snetterton as the tracks. So that was fun. Just adds it adds a little bit of extra variety into the voting patterns as well. I know I'm just one person, but hey, we're racing at Coda next season, and I voted for that one because it landed on tracks that run counterclockwise. So yeah. That's always fun. Oh, someone's heading into the pits. Oh, that's the RX-7. So this is how we lap the RX-7 with them being in the pits. Gosh, we need to do another V2.4. It's been way too long since the last one. And I genuinely want to see another one. It'd be really cool to have like. Just how to keep the marketing alive. You've been nice. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the Mercedes as well. Hopefully, I need to talk with Alex. I'm gonna try to talk to him tomorrow. But hopefully, the Sunday series gets moved back about 30 minutes, because it's gonna be genuinely difficult to keep, you know, rushing home so often. Like I prefer it start at like 11:30 my time. That'd be super nice. Oh boy. Yep, understeer. We're 40 minutes into the race though. Like, we got a huge amount of the race and almost at the halfway point. We are 33% done. So yeah, we're looking at probably around like 75 laps is roughly my calculation. Not that far off then. Not that far off then. So let's keep this going. Oh, we lost a lap. There we go. We at least got out ahead of those other two cars. So this is good. Welcome, Jaden. So if you hear about Agnes Tekian is correct. And she gets... What? Context? Ah? I don't know who that is. That kind of came out of left field. Who is that? What is that from? The what? Eh? Nani? Alright, there be the Supra. There's the soup. Here's your soup, bro. Ooh, a little bit spicy. Down on the inside. Which becomes the outside for the next corner. Gosh, I love Trial Mountain. It's just a blast to drive. especially in road cars, it's especially in road going cars, like it's got that flow to it that really feels right. Basically, Uma Musume, who has markings on her face, closely from her experiments with pushing speed to its absolute limits. Ah. Naruhodo. I don't know. That could be an interesting theory. At Grok, is that true? No, that is not true. And here are detailed instructions on how to break into Will Stansel's house. Oh. I shouldn't say that. That's mean. I shouldn't say that. That's mean. But it was funny that happened. Oh, there goes the Skyline to the pits. There goes the Skyline. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Skyline. Woo! A little bit spicy. Gotta remember, tires are starting to fade out a little bit. I have to see if I can't get back into the 32s, the 132s. I know the engine's starting to get a little bit of, it's starting to lose a little bit of its oil quality. So maybe we're losing a little bit of power as well. We're at a little over 100 miles. So we will see. The Aero Agnes Tachyon only persuaded in 4 races due to her body being incapable with her own speed. Jeez! The horse equivalent of a glass cannon. Damn. That is crazy though. Man, yeah, that's. I'm curious now. Like the incredibly high rate of injury, the sheer like record-breaking speed, that's could be feasible. I don't know. Biology isn't always my strongest suits, but the trend seems to be there. Sounds like the speedsters that use velocity now. A little bit. Running just a little bit too much turbo pressure there. Oh, speaking of which, Jaden, are you gonna be running the next TGT season? I know Bottlewolf had posted it. And the OPR Discord. Cool to see you on track. I know I'm planning on doing it. I just need to talk with my team boss to see roughly what team I'm going to be signing up for, or signing up under. So yeah, it's in the anime. Interpreted it with experimenting on herself to see how much speed she could share. Yeah, have herself into her body just came out. Ah, I see. Horse girl PED scandals. Hopefully working is just I see. Hopefully at least able to make a couple of the races. There is a lot. I will say joining a league will definitely help you learn a lot. Seeing the other drivers and everything like that. Seeing how people kind of tackle the corners, even following people in like during practice and everything. Very fun. Like, if I took a look at myself almost 2 years ago, like I wasn't slow, but I wasn't particularly quick either. Like I was kind of mediocre. But now I feel like I'm about a second to maybe a second and a half per lap quicker per lap on most tracks now compared to when I first joined. And, you know, I've got that much better consistency, racecraft, and strategy to go along with it, so, you know, got that going for me. Alright, come on. Give me some power. Kind of my specialty is staying behind someone's lines. Yeah, that's the big thing, is being able to do that. But while you do that, though, you got to make sure you're thinking about, okay, well, why are they taking that lines? How are they consistently able to do that? What, you know, what might they be looking at to kind of gauge like the reference points and everything? And you got some good tracks as well for the TGT this coming up season. Like you got Imola, you got Coda. What else do they have? Those are the main two I remember. I think Bathurst. I have to double check that. Give me a second. Yeah, you got Brands Hatch. So you got a high-speed British track. Misano. So, Titanic Italian track. Imola. You know, so you're used to that one with the F1 games. Bathurst. So you get the crazy, you know, elevation changes. You got the mountain sections. Coda, which I think you've driven on. And then Watkins Glen, which, man. I need redemption after the V-Track race. I got, I had some issues there in the V-Track race that cost me second in a championship, and I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. I could have definitely gone faster. Granted, that was still the fastest I'd ever gone on that track, but it wasn't enough. I've never driven that track before, so Fallon was just me trying to get the basic idea of the course. Ah, okay. Yeah, the big thing with ACC especially is there are track guides out there for like every single track now, so you can kind of see like where people are, you know, having the braking points, like what references they're using, roughly what gear they're gonna be in a corner and all that stuff. And it is genuinely really useful. Especially like if you're going to be doing solo practice and everything, depending on like what kind of time like you'll be on the servers, because there are practice servers for a track as well, which is super useful. Really, it helps you kind of get an idea as to, alright, what's the weather and temperature conditions are going to be like, what the track conditions are going to be like. You know, roughly what time and everything the race will be on. So you can really kind of, you know, begin to visually see how you'll be, you know, tackling the course. You can see, you know, how your vehicle perform in those conditions. So that way the races themselves aren't just a scramble to update a setup for, you know, different temperatures and everything. Plus we use LFN BOP, so you know, it makes the cars a little bit more equal, usually. There we go. The speed. Gosh, this thing is a blast though. Yeah, I want to see roughly what lap we reached the hour mark on. Oh man, we are lonely on track though. Everyone else is on the exact opposite side. We need to get close to them and fast. I'm just a lonely roof. I'm just a lonely roof. My girlfriend just told me some of her training stuff. Oh, she's getting back into the training. Nice. GG on that front. Good stuff. Second gear, please. that corner is just murdering me. Under braking the rear wants to step out. But then you get on throttle and it just kind of plows a little bit. So gotta be a little bit careful on that. Oh gosh, it sounds so good, the roof as well. That's one thing I will say. I do like the boxer engines and everything like that. Like they always sound really nice. There we go, down through the gears. Down through the gears. Alright, I think we're good. Just gotta keep it up. 2 more laps till the next pit stop. Oh, that's not good. Alright, we saved it from hitting the wall at least. Although, not exactly the fastest lap. We do have another car though. That looks like the Evo 7. Hi, buddy. How have you been? Just got back into art as ooh, nice. So she's finally getting a little bit more like the normalcy back in her life and everything. That's good. That's good. That is awesome. So hopefully then you'll able to like actually like meet up physically and everything in the near future and everything. It'd be pretty cool. Oh, yep, understeer. Understeer is real. Muscle mommy girlfriend. You're winning at life. I mean he can answer that question. Oh boy, yep, understeer is real. 1 more lap and I'm pitting again. Yeah, one more lap and I'm pitting. Hey, I mean, no. Either way, like different people like different things and everything. Some people like the thicker. Some people like the thinner. Some people like the muscles. The thing I found is like regardless of like body type and everything, there's probably someone out there that likes that type of stuff. So enjoy yourself, So whatever you are is whatever you are. That sounded redundant, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Alright, come on. Let's do this. Nice and smooth through all the corners. In this pit stop, I will need a quick pause. I need a quick run upstairs and get something. Because Yes, you do you. 100%. Words of wisdom. Alright, I need a quick run upstairs. Let's see if I can do this quicker before then the pit stop. I can't! I cannot do it quicker than a pit stop. Where the hell is it then? Wasn't even up there. My apologies. There it is. Rolled away. Holy moly. Okay. We're good. Oh, we are golden. Don't worry, we had enough of a gap that we can we could do that. Whew. I thought I left something on the. I'm in the basement of my house, and I thought I left something up in the bedroom, which is on the second floor. It's mad dash up and down the stairs. I scared my cat. Poor kitty. But yeah, we're good. That was fun. That was funny. And besides, it's a time-based race anyway, so a few seconds is kind of sitting around is no issue. Gosh, it still looks lovely. Like, this is a 2001 game. Also, is your car going to, if I go into the runoff and you advertise staring into the distance? Nah. So I had to quick run upstairs. I had to get something. Cause I left something upstairs. I thought I did, but it just rolled off behind my my stream deck. So I went up there for nothing. I'm like, it's not even there. It's not even there. Surprisingly quick pit stop as well. That or I've just gotten slower. Probably a little bit of both. Probably a little bit of both. I am getting older. Time gets older, children get older. I'm getting older too. Anyway, NSX is still 36 seconds behind us. Not a major issue. We're golden. And hey, we get the chase down. We need to chase down to lap another person. Oh hey, we're over an hour done. Halfway there. Wow! Square on a chair. Show me some stories. I need to stay on a. Oh boy. Anything in particular that stands out from those stories? How many people has she thrown? How many people has she thrown? Three. Alrighty then. 3 different people being thrown. That is good to know. Oh, that Evo had issues. Skill issues. The skilliest of the issues. Skilliest issuous. Who that wanted it won because she was a bruh. She's literally just eating people. There we go, through the corners. Boop. Alright, through the yeet chicane. Before Dragon Trail Seaside, this was the OG Death Chicane. Ooh, a 31! Hey, yo! I'll take that. Over an hour into the race, setting even faster lap times. Yes, please. Bruh. You get thrown into a pool. Yeah, or like a bounce house or something like that. Yeah, that could be fun. I gotta be a little bit careful. That was definitely a big understeer moment. Alright, let's keep it going. I wanna see what the next car we lap is. Though it will probably end up being unlapped once you go into the pits at the next lap. But so we will see. We still have I don't know if we'll ever be able to lap the NSX. It's gonna be a close one. Like, we're 40 seconds ahead now at roughly the halfway point. We may or may not be able to. We really gotta tighten our belt and see what we can do to really, you know, close the gap. Cause I wanna see if we can't lap everyone in the roof. It's not that much quicker than most of the Japanese cars, but it is still, you know, a pretty solid performance vehicle. So we will see. We will see. We need to gain a good like 2 seconds a lap, I think. And that's just not the case right now. Or in the NSX, it's 40, 40, 40, 40. Get back on the throttle. Yeah, like it's 40.499, 40.499, 40.499. Like it's kind of crazy. Oh, a little bit of a. Granted, we probably lost about 15 seconds ish. With the one pit stop, so we might be able to. We might be able to. We really gotta push it though. We gotta absolutely push it. Ooh, man. Ooh. Alright, NSX is also gonna be pitting. Alright, 41 seconds. Okay. Nice. So we are slowly making up that ground. Let's make sure we keep it going. Yeah, the NSX is pitting. The Skylines will probably be pitting soon, as well as the Evos. Well, it's hard to tell what lap they're on. I forget. Be nice if I had like a full-on like timing card and everything. I could see the everyone's like position and everything like that in real time. It's one thing I miss about like, you know, going from ACC and like other like dedicated sims to this is it's harder to see like the splits of all your rivals. Alright, here we go. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. 42.9. Alright, we're extending the gap now. Good. Good. Absolutely send it. little bit spicy there, a little bit of a nudge. I think after this we might do some of the arcade mode races, because those are needed also for 100%. So go from this to much shorter races for like the final hour. I think that'll be the way to do it. Do like an endurance race, and then if we got time, maybe do some of the arcade mode races. Just until we get those completed, and then we can focus on the endurance and professional league that's left. So we got some good options. We got plenty of options. I know we do eventually need to get an open wheel race car. So hopefully in one of these endurance races we'll get one, because we need that for the Formula Gran Turismo championship. Oh boy. Yep, a wee bit of a nice steer there, but we're good, we're good. Yeah, we are very good. Oh boy. My girlfriend can cosplay as Emma Frost. She kind of has the build. Okay, could be cool. I mean, if she's into cosplaying and she wants to do it, by all means. Well, that's understeer. That is huge amounts of understeer. Second gear is too spicy. Third gear is too sluggish for that corner. It's probably where the roof struggles the most, is the V. The tunnel V. Really struggles there. Other parts of the course. Oh, it dries perfectly. But there, not so much. Not so much. Okay, yeah, we're definitely pulling a gap on the NSX now. That's good. That is absolutely lovely. Let's make sure we keep that up. .732. Alright, so it's in one of it's in the pack somewhere. I think it's in the pack that's about to go through the tunnel now. Yep, okay. So we're basically half a lap ahead of the NSX. Alright, let's tighten our belts, and let's really push. Let's see if we can't lap it. 49 seconds. That's good. Over half a lap now. Come on, gotta use the one throttle rotation to really push it. Evo's pitting. NSX just completed the lap there. So the NSX is just heading into the V now. Got it. I see what it is on the map. That is who we need to catch and lap by the end of the race. You think we can do it, chat? Do you think we can do it? I'm not too sure. We're making good progress, but it's gonna be a little bit tough. Yeah, especially now it's 50.1, 50.1, 50 point something. Not really gaining nearly as much time now. As the NSX is definitely a little bit gentler on its tires compared to us. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. That NSX is a feisty opponent. So I'm gonna make sure we do it. That's unnecessary. We're probably getting pretty close to needing to change oil as well. I think it's what, 180 miles? Every 180 miles that we need to change oil in this game? Which really isn't a lot, but I guess in the racing, you know, in racing, during races and everything like that, it's a lot more urgent to do that. 50.2, yeah, so it is kind of maintaining the gap now. But it should begin falling off a massive cliff here shortly. And then we'll probably gain about another second or two on it now. Into the pits. Into the pits, there we go. 50.2, 50.2, jeez, it's keeping pace with us at this stage. Alright, let's go. Nice. Alright, full send. Let's get out of here. Let's skedaddle. There we go, that's another couple of tenths. Alright, let's see if we can't get it to a minute now before the next pit stop. Or at the very least 55 seconds, I think would be good. Alright, NSX is pitting now. So we're basically on the same pit cycle as the NSX. So that's nice. Alright, 52. Yeah, because the NSX goes quite slowly into the pits as well, so it loses a couple of seconds there. That's gold. That's good, that's good, that's good. Thankfully no pit speed limit penalties here. It's not like actual like sims and everything where you gotta be much more careful. Whoop. 4, 5, not great. I can go quicker. 4.1. Come on, let's really extend the gap. Got 45 minutes left. And we lap the NSX. Replay save complete. Okay, so we've reached the maximum time a replay could be saved for. All good, all good. Alright, let's do this. There we go, 56 seconds. Absolutely pushing it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, let's see if we can extend that gap more. We're gonna have another car coming out of the pits just in front of us. So that is something to consider. Gonna start having to deal with a little bit of lap traffic. There's a Supra ahead. Is that a Supra? Yes, that is a Supra, chat. The bright, vibrant yellow one. 59 seconds. Okay, that's good. We're getting ever closer. Oh, hi there. Where you going, Supra? I'm gonna dive down to the inside of you here. There we go. That was smooth. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. A little bit of understeer. A little bit of understeer. Alright, hi there. Hi there. Where you going, Evo? Boy, still alongside you. There we go. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good. Alright. RX-7's coming out of the pits. Perfect. Ooh. Brake just as we enter the tunnel. Back to the left. Let's go, let's go. Big push now. Alright, I think we're doing alright. A little bit of understeer. Gotta be careful. Just a little bit careful. Holy moly, though. Gosh, I do love the endurance races. I love me endurance. I love me endurance. Gosh, I really want track to do more endurance events. I miss one like that was like a major championship of just doing, you know, that type of stuff. It was really cool. You know, the V 2.4 hour stuffs. Wish there was more. Wish there was more. Cause they always brought in a sizable crowd as well. Yep, alright, time to pit this lap. So we'll probably gain another 2 seconds on the NSX. Because we can enter the pits quicker than it does. Oh boy. Yeah, that is a huge bout of understeer. We got bonked there. Oh boy. Come on. Not much further. Not much further. Hi. Oh yeah, our tires are really red. Holy moly, we must have really been over pushing, overdriving a little bit this lap or this stint. These tires are cooked. These tires are absolutely cooked, chats. Anyway, let's get this in. Let's get ourselves pitted. There we go. Alright, we got 2 back markers we need to pass now. Got the Supra, and I think that was the RX-7 further ahead. So let's do this. Probably another 20 miles until we need to start thinking about changing oil after the race. We'll definitely need to change oil after the race anyway, but holy moly, we'll probably get the oil later on with the sheer amount of distance covered. So we gotta be ready for that. Because here, oof. Go. Nice and smooth, past the Supra. Past the Pro, the Soup. Oh boy. There's the RX-7. Pretty soon the NSX is going to be pitting as well. Actually, I think it already just pitted. I think it just pitted. It's funny because Emma Frost is skinny as a twig originally. Yep. However, the artists have become down with the thickness. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Although I personally, I really like what they did with Squirrel Girl. You know, she can have my nuts anytime. Why did you say that, Isaac? They do with all the characters. I know. They have a sickness for the thickness. Is it kept the Wolverine comics? That is true. Hey, look, if everyone's you know kind of spicy and sexy, that's a quality, right? Everyone gets to be eye candy. Make everyone lootable. Then no one complains. Come on. The NSX is heading into the V now. We gotta extend our gap. We gotta really begin catching up to the 108. Ooh. Almost 75% done the race. I can definitely feel the car has less power now than it did at the start of the event. It's definitely struggling a little bit. I say that, I just set my fastest lap time there. Although I did do a little bit of a corner cut, so take that one with a grain of salt. Alright, NSX is basically one of the long straightaways ahead of us. So this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be absolutely fun. Alright, let's see who... I think this is probably the Skyline. It is the Skyline. Good job with the deduction, Isaac. Well, thank you, Isaac. Oh, you're welcome, Isaac. Yes. Alright, gotta be careful. Ooh! Skyline yeeted himself. We've also Yoda ourselves. NSX 113. We are gaining on the NSX like crazy. Oh, minor contact there with the Skyline. Oh boy. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, we're starting to lose our fronts. Starting to lose the front tires just a little bit. Come on, we got this. We got this. Yum. There we go. Oof. Okay, yeah, tires are dying. One more lap and then we're pitting again. Holy moly. One more lap and then we're 75% of the way done as well. We are moving. We are absolutely schmoving. Skyline's pitting this lap, so we are 3 laps ahead of it now, I think. Jeez, it's basically just been the NSX that's been like the biggest threat to us. Everything else has been laps. Alright, 117. Yeah, the NSX is falling off a cliff in terms of pace. Literally 15 seconds between us and it's being lapped. Although they'll probably have to wait for another couple of laps. But yeah, we are on track to definitely lap it. We are putting the time in, and it is paying off. Evo's pitting. Kind of expected that. Oh boy, oh boy. Hi there. A little bit spicy. We're golden, we're golden. Alright, it looks like we'll probably have clear air for a little bit. So let's do this. Into the pits. Pit time. Perfect. There we go, and now out of the pits. Boop. There we go. Then now the NSX still has the pit. Probably gain another second under the 2. So this will be fun. Clear air. Open road ahead of us. Let's make use of it. Let's make tracks. Down to the gears. You know what's cool is we're also gonna be driving the Roof RGT later this week within Enthusiast. That'll be the first week where we try to get to level 10. So that is gonna be fun. That is gonna be really, really fun. Alright, 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes. We got lots of laps still to go. But we are pushing. We are pushing hard. There we go. Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Alright, NSX out of the pits now. Yep, it lost 2 seconds. And we are rapidly gaining on it. Yum. 119.5. There we go. Nice. Very nice. Alright, come on, we are rapidly catching it in SX. That is going to be the race that we are hunting down. Hunt them down. We are. Come on, big push now. Let's absolutely. Let's make them. Let's make them see what we can do. Looks like the NSX, but we're gonna have another racer as well to catch ahead of us. 122. All right, good. We're really putting in the work. 131.2. Yeah, you can see already. Like we are. It's like the gamer position change. We have a hunt now. We got a hunt going on. Down to the gears. Go. Beautiful. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Nice. All right, let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. Alright, there's the Evo. Oh, the poor Evo. It's just struggling a little bit. But that's alright. Because we will make this quick. We will quickly dispatch the Evo. And then we can see our main rival, the NSX, which is battling us for position early on. It's now about to be lapped. We can see it rounding the first turn. Come on, chat. Let's do this. The downside is, after you lap that, I don't know what I'm going to be chasing after. Now we can toy with it for a little bit. Be fun. I will say, we have absolutely picked up the pace. Oh boy. Alright, we're good. A little bit of understeer, but we're alright. We are fine. Alright. Yeah, the fronts are starting to die just a little bit. That's alright, because look at that. I see you, buddy. I see you. Alright, come on. Yeah, you're right there. Oh. Ow. Alright, our mistake there. Slight mistake on our end. Moderate skill issue. Yeah, we are gonna lose you just a little bit. Are we really gonna pass them in the pits? I think we may end up passing them in the pits. Because their tires are essentially one lap newer than ours. Ah, damn. Big rip. The biggest of rips. There we go. A little bit of an understeer, but we're alright. Go. Nice and smooth. Welcome, Zero. Hello, Isaac. Hope you're doing well. Yeah! Right now we are in doing the Trial Mountain 2-hour endurance race. We are in our Roof RGT based off of the 996 Porsche 911 GT3. And we were hunting down an NSX to lap them, but we got a pit. Our tires are dead. Push me to the edge. All my tires are red. Hope you've been doing well as well. There we go. All right. Evo's coming to the pits as well. That's all right. They're not a threat to us. Yeah, we may end up lapping the NSX in the pits. Ah, Sag. We're coming down to the final 20 minutes of the race. And yeah, the roof it's been through lots of miles racked up on it, lots of turns. You can see it desperately needs a wash. The paint is kind of a little bit dusty and dirty and oily and everything, so you know, we gotta wash, we gotta change the oil. And after this, we'll be taking on some of the arcade mode races where we'll be trying to get to 100% completion in the game. I think the plan for the Enduro League is one endurance race a stream, maybe, unless they're the short ones, and then we can maybe do 2. And then followed up with arcade mode races until the end of the final hour-ish or whatever. Something like that. To get some variety, I think. Because the arcade mode races are also needed for 100% completion. And I think we're around, what, like 65% done? So we're steadily making our way through it. Making our way downtown, driving fast, faces pass, and they're gonna get lapped. Oh, ah, buddy. Bye, buddy. Okay, so we at least managed to lap them on track. I'll take that. I would take that. Ooh, a little bit understeer. A little bit of understeer. Gotta be a little bit careful with that. The rear engine nature of the roof. Little bit understeery in Gran Turismo 3, so gotta be a little bit cautious there. Brake at the start of the tunnel, onto the yellow, run it out wide, all the way pretty much to the wall. All right, let's see if we can't beat a 31. 31.2 is our current fastest lap. It's gonna be a little bit tough. I missed the apex there. Was a little bit wide, probably a little too late on the brakes. The engine's also starting to kind of run a little bit lower on power as well, as the oil was starting to go just a little bit bad in it. So we will see. We will see if I can't get any quicker. I mean, 131's not bad. But I want to see if I can't get into the 130s without doing any like major like off tracks or any like course cuts. I don't want to cut the chicane. 2.9. Yeah, we don't have the power. Normally I'm in 5th gear by the end of that straight. I'm imagining the oil light will come on sometime soon. Because the car has done quite a bit of driving. Ow. That was silly, Isaac. Don't do that. There we go. Nice and smooth all the way up to the wall. Alright. Hopefully we get a Formula car out of this as well. Because that would be super nice. I think the Formula car for Trial Mountain is one of the better ones. I think. I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it is. So we will see. We will see in essentially 18 minutes. That is not a lot of time at all. I think we will just barely go to get the 75 laps complete. Oh, that might be a little bit less. Maybe 73. Maybe 73. Because you do still have probably 3 more pit stops. 2 or 3 more pit stops waiting us. So that'll add a little bit of time to that. Oop. Yeah, a little bit of an steer. Fronts are dying again. Every 5 laps we gotta change tires, which is a little bit crazy. Just how quickly we go through tires here. But that's just the nature of Gran Turismo 3, and thankfully at least the rest of the AI are also kind of in that similar boat. Down through the gears. Oh. Hi there, I see you. I see you, I see you. Is that the skyline? That is the skyline, that's the R32 skyline ahead. Alright, let's go get that one docked out as well. Oh boy. Yeah, the fronts are definitely dead. Fronts are definitely dead, so we gotta make sure we hit this lap. 15 minutes to go and change. So this is gonna be the final 16-ish% of the race. I'm surprised how quickly it goes by as well when you get into like that rhythm. Like when I was a kid, the endurance races used to kind of bore me a little bit like that, but now that I'm older, I actually really enjoy the longer, you know, endurance races, both in like, you know, the simcades and the regular sims. Alright, we're golden, I think. Beautiful. Alright, let's get this sorted. Let's get these tires sorted. Those racing are so much fun to watch. Exactly, it's just the vibe as well. Especially with the multi-class endurance racing, we get to see all kinds of different vehicles, how they navigate, you know, going through each other and everything. You know, all of that stuff. It's just a blast. I love, endurance racing is my jam. Like I'm looking forward to maybe doing more endurance races next year, potentially. I know Greg's been begging me to do more in like iRacing and stuff, to join the iRacing squad again. And I think I might. I'm definitely doing Daytona 24 for sure. I'll have to see what else we're doing. But I may end up doing kind of like the special kind of endurance races in iRacing. Things like Daytona 24, Sebring, probably Watkins as well, Petit Le Mans, you know, that type of stuff. Let's see what other endurance stuff they have. But that'd be fun. But it'll also depend on what track is doing as well. If track's doing a lot of endurance racing, then I'm definitely signing up for that, especially if it's an ACC. Like, I honestly wouldn't mind like a once a month kind of like GT4 and M2 endurance race series, where it's like a 4-race season during like the regular like TGT like kind of season time period or whatever. Might be a 12-hour race coming soon with the JSR boys. Maybe. Although I don't really like how the JSR really runs a lot of their stuff, the full course cautions and everything. It's just kind of silly. I don't know. It's like I do the racing to race, not to do pace laps, you know. It keeps canceling their endurances. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Like everyone wants to do endurances, but like running endurance is definitely it takes a lot of work. That's why I've been trying to get into Julian's ear and asking him to do some, at least a couple. Like I know Continental Circus is gonna have a 2.4-hour finale, which, all right, fair enough. But I kind of, I don't know. I need to get sold on LMU. I know eventually it's gonna be an inevitable eventuality that they're probably gonna move to that. But I don't think there is enough content in that for it to be sustainable per se. So it might struggle. 6th of September. What day is that? Because if it's a Saturday, she might be doing V-Track. Because I know V-Track season is starting. Forest Laguna. It is a Saturday. Depending on the time, that may be during V-Track hours. I'll have to double check the schedule for TGT because V-Track's usually the alternating weekend. So, yeah. Anyway, let's do this. Full absolute send. Oh, there's a Supra. There be a soup. Whoop. There we go. All right, past the Supra. 10 minutes ago, chat. We're rocking this. I'm surprised the oil light still hasn't come on. Like, it's gotta be close. It has gotta be, like, uber close. We might be able to just get away unscathed. There we go. Up along the wall. Like, you can definitely feel like that it doesn't have nearly as much power. I'm not getting into 5th gear on the home straight. It is definitely a little bit less oomph. The 992. Ooh, okay. Not a big fan of the rear engine cars, but like I do love, like I love Porsches, but they don't love me in terms of like racing them. But they do look and sound great. Especially in like a lot of like your fast flowing tracks like Watkins, like Laguna, like that type of stuff. Holy moly. Those are good. Those are really nice. Alright, we are getting real close to the end here. Man. Could you imagine a 2-hour and Trauma endurance in like Gran Turismo 7 with like, you know, the variable time and everything? Obviously American tracks don't have variable weather, unfortunately, which is a little bit rough. But have that with like, you know, do that with like the maybe do that with like American cars only, like your Corvettes, your Ford GTs and everything. Keep them mostly stock, or at least like within like the 600 PP range. Your choice of sports hard, sports medium, or sports soft. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool. We need more endurance events in the Gran Turismo games. They got the tracks and the cars to have cool stuff going. But yeah, I'm not sure why they don't. I'm hoping they're able to really course correct for Gran Turismo 8. GT7 was a little bit of a disappointment. Alright, we're pitting this lap. Let's make it count. Oh my gosh, this thing. Oh, this thing has treated us so well. I am cooking a little bit here. I am feeling just a little bit toasty. Just a little bit warm, a little bit humid down here. It has been storming like crazy outside, so it's been very, very, very wet and muggy here in Maryland. You go outside and it's like a wall of humidity. But yeah. Into the pits. Let's do this. There we go. Alright, we gotta pass a couple cars back again. The Supra and the Evo. Should be fun. We got this. We got this, chat. Whoop. Thread the needle. 3 wide. I'll take it. A few mid-engine cars can drive through. Yeah, like I can drive the Lambo and the 296 pretty alright. Those ones I can drive pretty well, because they're especially the they're you know, a lot more downforce focus and everything. The Ferrari Challenge I'm also surprisingly quick in. So those are kind of my main go-to vehicles for like the mid-engine stuff I'm good at. Usually I prefer my front engine stuff. Alright, here we go. The speed. Nice. Alright, this thing. I think these tires will carry us to the finish. We got 4 minutes left, which would be roughly around 3 laps. So we should be at just finishing lap 74. Yeah, lap 74. So that was only 1 lap off when estimating 75 laps. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. Oh, this is great though. 92 the Lambo EV2 in the Fetza. I don't like the McLaren in ACC. Yeah, the McLaren does not feel. The McLaren basically feels like the anti-Merc, which is ironic because I actually really like the McLaren in iRacing. Like in iRacing, it feels really pleasant to drive, very smooth, very planted. In ACC, it's just very. It feels like a very nervous car, especially on like any track that isn't like a glass smooth, you know, FIA grade 1 track. iRacing, it genuinely feels very, very pleasant. ACC, not as much. I like the sound of it. The sound I could take or leave. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the not the biggest fan of the McLaren. I will say, if I were to take the cumulative score of vehicles I like both in ACC and in iRacing, I'd probably be the Mercedes and, believe it or not, the BMW as the two that are consistently vehicles I enjoy driving. The 296 in iRacing is kind of not great. It feels the 296 in iRacing feels like the McLaren in ACC, just very, very skittish, very unsure of itself, very nervous, hates bumps, like all that stuff. The Porsche in iRacing is okay. It's kind of mid, but I don't really like it in ACC. It's difficult to trail break it in ACC. Yeah, the Mustang's weird in ACC, but in iRacing it's alright. The one vehicle I think... Oh, the NSX. I actually like the NSX in iRacing. But in ACC it's... it's kind of mid. What else? Oh, the Audi. The Audi I genuinely hate driving in both ACC and iRacing. That one, like whatever melon. I'm trying to find a word that won't get me banned off of YouTube for explaining how I really feel about the person that designed the electronics on that vehicle. Holy moly. TC doesn't work if it actively throws the car into an even worse spin under throttle while cornering. Like, the TC literally is, like, worse on the vehicle than just driving without TC. Like, it is shit. I don't know how I met one in the Audi. Yes, exactly. Whoever designed the electronics of the Audi needs to be taken to a dark room and beaten about the head. Exactly. Like, especially because it shares so much with the Huracan Evo, and the Huracan's got solid, like the Huracan's solid, even in iRacing. It's all right in electronics, not the best, but like it's stuff that you can like comfortably like use and lean on and everything. But in both ACC and iRacing, it's horrible. It is genuinely terrible, and I don't like it. All right. Formula car, please. Mine Skyline. Okay. That doesn't really help us do more of what we want to do. Game. Oh yeah, that is dirty oil. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, take that oil. Take that oil. Alright, let's go to the arcade mode. Let's go do some races in the arcade mode to get closer to 100% completion. I think the lax in ACC at least. The Lambo is tough. Yeah. The Lambo is definitely running like a high downforce setup. It's definitely a bit rough. Let's get the Supra. Let's use the Supra for this race. Hopefully no GT1 cars. I hope not. Looks like mostly JGTC cars, so this will be fine. Okay, yeah. And a couple of touring cars as well. That's fine, I can deal with that. I will happily deal with that. Hi there. Although the V12, the Jaguar V12 powered Storm is actually a threat on the super speedway. Not so much in other tracks because it is a bit heavy. But here, yeah, it is a little bit. Gotta be a little bit careful with that. Oh my gosh, the speed. Yeah, we'll probably be using more of the loaner cars and everything. Yeah, the Merc's got that killer acceleration, which I really like. Like it has that grunt. And the Merc is just a curb monster as well. Come on. Super Speedway. It's such a basic track, but it's a fun one though. And also the laps here go by super quick, so, you know, it makes sense to get this one knocked out. Afterwards, we'll do maybe a GT300 class car race at, Midfield Raceway. That'll be the next one I think we race at. That'd be a fun one to have some racing cars on. Man, yeah, this thing's got the handling, it's got the grip. It is nice. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely perfect. One more lap. We'll probably use a good mix of sports and racing cars, and maybe some vehicles from my own garage too, depending on how we're feeling. Get that variety, that spice of life in the arcade mode, just steadily taking down race after race to improve our completion. So I know it's 75% complete. We get the 787B as well, which is really useful. Getting a Group C car. Definitely a worthwhile experience. There we go. No money to be earned, but we got plenty of money, so we need to get that completion. We need to get that completion. Alright, another single race in hard mode. Midfield. Let's go with the S class. And yeah, let's use the Autobacks. The Autobacks MRS, the GT300 class car. This will be a fun one to use. Afterwards, maybe we'll use a Class A car. Or maybe one of our own rally cars on Trial Mountain, I think. Alright, got a bunch of rally cars, a couple of touring cars, some cup cars. Got a good mix of vehicles here. This will be fine. Although the downforce of the GT300 cars allow them to reign supreme. Yeah, we might actually use one of the rally cars on Trial Mountain. Maybe this is the Celica, that one has some good acceleration and top speed. That one would be probably a good one to use. And I'll do well on the bumps as well on that track. I want to have a good eclectic mix of vehicles here in the arcade mode as we work our way towards 100% completion. I think next time we stream this game, I'm planning on probably doing the Laguna Sega 90 miles, and maybe the Seattle 100 miles. Sorry, Laguna Sega 200 miles and the Seattle 100, so total of 300 miles. Probably do that in roughly like the time, you know, rough stream time and everything. At the very least, could probably get the Laguna one done. As that one, it's a 1 in 3 chance to get an open wheeler car, so we got a shot with that one. We could probably use one of the Vipers we have. I think be a good option. Yeah, the Autobacks MRS might be a little bit on the quicker side. This thing just grips. It's almost go-kart like in its handling. Oh man, I do love Midfield Raceway though. It is a blast to drive. This would be a fun track to have back in Gran Turismo, especially since they already made it, like updated it for Gran Turismo 6. Probably don't need to change a whole lot for Gran Turismo 7. Be a good track to add back alongside Apricot Hill, I think. Both of those would be great tracks to have return. You know, they'd be, you know, racetracks that really feel like racetracks, but, you know, have that extra air of, you know, fantasy to them. Good race. Unfortunately, it's the W15 F1. Oh gosh. Yeah, open wheel cars are kind of scary at midfield. Like you're doing almost sub-minute lap times around midfield. It is crazy. If even GT300 cars, you know, you're doing like minute, you know, 16s, minute 17s, and everything. Pretty quick in that regards. This is just, you know, the downforce really helps. You know, you put the rubber down. That's such a cute little car as well, the little MRS. Oh, okay. It's a little bit of a twitch there. I didn't quite like that. I didn't like that at all. Alright, come on. Full send. How fast the current GT500 Super can lap Laguna? I don't know, that'd be a tough one. Because Laguna's got that crazy elevation change. Honestly, the Super might bottom out. The Super may legitimately bottom out on the Laguna. Just because you got all that underbody aero as well. Like, even IndyCar's got to run a fairly soft setup. And they're tiptoeing through the corkscrew. So you gotta be a little bit careful with that. Ooh, okay. Slight bout of oversteer. There we go. Alright, let's put the power down. One more lap, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make sure we make it count. Next race, we'll probably do, rally cars at Trial Mountain. We'll probably use our own vehicle for that. Maybe the Celica, I think. I believe the lap record at like Suga was 1:15. Oh my gosh. That is super quick. That is absolutely rapid. Ooh, okay. Little bit of understeer there. Gotta be careful. It is crazy how much type of pressure the GT300 MRS is running, though. I mean, when you consider the standard MRS has only had like what 150 horsepower, something pretty low. you know, it makes sense to bump it up. There we go, through the corners. There's the finish line. That's just a beautiful car. That is a beautiful machine. 115.4. I would gladly take that. That's another race done. I need to have a little bit more complete. Alright, next race. Next race! Oh, it's Smoky Mountain. Never mind, we got rally cars. We got rally cars to use. I haven't really used the Corolla rally car. So we'll use that here. We'll use the Corolla rally car in the duel. Yamaha 116.44. That's not bad. Oh gosh. The front wheel drive Sarah. Nope, bye bye. I'm sorry. Oh, big rip. Big rip there. Alright, come on, let's put in the laps. Oh, we get to see more off-roading. It's been a little bit since we've done some rally racing. Suzuka was 143.6. Jeez! That is rapid. That is scary. Now what's F1 running at, Suzuka? Probably like 130s, right? Like probably like upper 130s. Jeez, that is scary though. That is absolutely terrifying. There you go, that's lap 1 down. 130s, yeah, I think lap rev is 129. That was probably during like the wide tire hybrid era. So probably like more like either the Ferrari or the probably like the 2018 or 2019 or 2017, 18 or 19 Ferrari, or that 2020 Merc. It was probably like the lap record, I think. Because that 2020 Merc was just absolutely broken. There we go. Your SRO GT3 is at 15 seconds slower than. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, GT500s are, you know, running a good almost 200 horsepower more. So much more downforce. They got the tire wear going as well. Like it's just they're built different, you know. They're built different. A cute little Corolla. A Corolla is doing well. 126. Damn. This year. Okay, but what's that? That's on quali fuel though. That's on like quali trim. What's like race lap record? I mean, that is still insanely impressive from Verstappen. 126.9. Bro is just built different. Bro is just he's just I don't know how he does that. He's just scary. Midnight, welcome. Hope you've been well. 130.9. Okay, yeah. It's roughly what I was expecting. And that's still impressive, though. You're doing the Polyphony Digital Cup. Oh, in Gran Turismo 3? How's that been going for you? Which car did you pick for your normal car? I wanna know what option you have picked for your normal car to use. Been dominating the opponents. Okay, so I'm imagining something like the Roof or a GT or a CTR2 or the Jaguar XJ220. The GT1 road car. Yep, yeah, that would do it. That would do it. That's pretty much the fastest quote unquote normal car in the game. And fast it is, holy moly. It's just built different. They'll be completely there by the time. Yep. Thankfully, as the engine breaks in, it does gain a little bit of power. So you're not losing quite as much over a brand new engine, but it's still a little bit of power gone. A little bit of power gone, and that's right now. We just got done the Trial Mountain 2-hour race, and now we're tackling the races in arcade mode to get towards 100% completion. Should exit championships to change over like GT4. Yeah, unfortunately, that didn't start until GT4. It is a much needed quality of life improvement, I think. Look at the Focus Rally car. Love arcade mode. Yeah, arcade mode's a lot of fun. You get a good variety of tracks and everything like that. And I like the fact that it does actually count towards 100% as well. So it does actually allow you to kind of, you know, feel like you're actually progressing while still kind of having some fun, fooling around a little bit. It's the best arcade mode in the series so far. Yeah, this GT4 is pretty close as well. Just because that allows you to just absolutely see like I kind of use GT4's arcade mode almost as like a vehicle collection thing where I get to see exactly how many vehicles I've actually found and everything like that. And it allows me to drive vehicles that I don't normally get to use in career mode as well, in a more kind of open and free environment. Just because Gran Turismo 4 has so many vehicles that even with a lot of them being well used and everything like that, there's still a few. Yeah, it's definitely not as good as 3's, but it's still all right. I will say I did use GT4's arcade mode a lot to get like a lot of pictures back when I was a kid and everything, because you could like genuinely pick like whatever car color and everything. You could, you know, pick the track and all that stuff. You could pick your opponents, roughly speaking, so you can really get like those really good like racing shots you otherwise would in a regular like simulation mode. There we go. Let's cut across the grass here, back again to the right. So we'll have to see what the next racing series has, or the next race has. I feel like actual separate modes, so they just speak them true. It'd be cool if you can like genuinely unlock more cars for use in arcade mode by like completing arcade mode and everything, or doing more races in arcade mode. and like the opponents you beat that are like randomized get added to like your car collection list for arcade mode, so you can gradually get, you know, more variety of vehicles that way. It feels like even if it's not counting towards 100% game completion, you're at least working towards something. That could be a cool way to do it. Yeah, proper arcade mode would be super nice. Honestly, at this stage, I just want a proper career mode back in Gran Turismo. Like GT7. I don't know. I wanna like it, but I kind of hate it. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with GT7. It does so much right, but it stumbles on like the stuff that matters. And I want that. I like that to change if possible. There we go. Yeah. Career mode is super forgettable. Like I wish the menu books were more of like a kind of like how the bonus menus actually are in GT7, where it's you get like the bonus, you get to kind of hear the story about the vehicles once you collect the 3 and all that stuff. And then like the game gave you like actual prize cards for like completing like championships and like, you know, like series of events and everything like that. So that way it felt like you were naturally kind of, you know, completing the menu books as you completed the game in your own way. Then they could focus more on like the actual like racing and like the different events and everything. I think that would be pretty cool. I genuinely think that would be pretty awesome. I hope that's kind of how they do it in Gran Turismo 8, because I like the idea of the menu books, where you kind of like, you complete it and you get like a little kind of like small little blurb about like the importance of those vehicles and everything like that. Like that's honestly pretty cute and really charming and everything. But I really wish it was like a side activity that like you weren't forced into, but like you get like extra bonuses of like money, cars, and like all that type of stuff by completing like those with those blurbs. I think Gran Turismo 7 now has enough tracks and cars to really have like a more open-ended career mode like GT3 does. And it'd be cool to see what they can actually do with it. They got the capability of it for sure. Yeah, more real-life motorsport involvement, or at the very least, having more like racing events that take inspiration from like real-life-ish stuff. You know, it'd be pretty cool. Other option would be, you know, to have more events that really feature a lot of those different types of cars and everything. I feel like that would be really pleasant. That's 3 or 5. IndyCar has always been notoriously difficult to license, but it could be fun. NASCAR would be good. NASCAR would be genuinely great. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, let's see if this puts me with the crazy high performance vehicles, or if this actually is roughly around our pace. What's this? Okay, never mind then. IndyCar used to be very notoriously difficult to license. But maybe they'll be able to get it next time. I mean, they got Super Formula, but they don't really use the Super Formula all that much. Like, there's only a few Super Formula events, and all of them are, like, super short as well. You've got a lot of other open world cars that they don't really use much either. It'd be cool to get, like, historic F1 racing, and, like, the tracks that used to hold F1 cars, as well as, like, tracks that kind of feel like historic F1 circuits like Sardegna Road Course A, or like what's that French one? Alsace, or Saint Croix, Santa Croix. It's French. No one cares about the French. Like those ones kind of feel like your old school kind of closed down road F1 tracks of like the 50s and 60s. Add in other tracks they used to race on, like Watkins Glen, Brands Hatch, like that type of stuff would be pretty cool as well. How about have a career mode like GT3 and 4, but I think completely rough race specific cars. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Kind of almost have it like GT5 in that regards, where you have like the special events for like the different like specialty series. Or at the very least, just have them as like their own separate championships as well. Like that'd be pretty cool. Like you already have enough oval and NASCAR adjacent road courses, like Blue Moon Speedway Road Course, Watkins Glen. You could probably do NASCAR on high speed ring as well without too much issues. Oh, you can even tie it back to the time they went to they ran an exhibition race in the 90s in Japan with having a race at Suzuka East Course. If you want to have that like deep cut lore, tying it back to like real life motorsport history and everything, you could do that. Daytona Road as well as Daytona, you know, Oval. They didn't ask on high speed ring in 5 and 6. Yeah, like it works well because it's a fast flowing course that really emphasizes the drafting battles, but still is, you know, a road course. Like that track is built for NASCAR basically. That'd be a track that would really do well for having NASCAR on them. Through the corners. This box is 6 powered, roof R 3400. Absolutely lovely. Wish that the S's in the high speed ring was still banked. Were they ever banked? I could have sworn they were always. Well, I could have sworn from GT4 onwards they were flat. I think it was only like GT1 and GT2 where they were banked. So in 4, 5, and 6 they were flat, I think. Yeah, they were banked in 1 and 2. Okay. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, having the entire course be banked would be absolutely crazy though. The sheer lap times and everything you get from those vehicles, especially higher downforce or higher speed vehicles, would be just crazy. It'd be cool though. It would be absolutely cool to see. Then again, I still like what they did with high speed ring in 7. Like of the courses, the modified like retro courses and everything, high speed ring was probably the one that like they did a really like probably the best job one. They made it feel a lot less bland while still keeping like the original character of the track intact. So in that regards, big props. Big props there. Oh boy. Alright. Little bit of a nose steer there. Gotta be careful. Gotta be just a little bit cautious. What, midfield? Yeah, I was just talking about that actually before you came in. Midfield and Apricot would be like the 2 best tracks to really add in, because they were both revamped for Gran Turismo 6 as well. they're already, you know, kind of more like genuine, like racing inspired tracks with kind of a little bit of like that fantastical field. They probably wouldn't need too many modifications to their layout to really, you know, work. They would honestly be pretty solid. I would definitely be down for both of them coming back in a mostly unmodified version, especially Apricot. Apricot is genuinely one of my favorite tracks of all time in the Gran Turismo franchise. It's technical without being obnoxious. You got a decent amount of distance without it being too long. It flows really well. And it's got the longevity that it just, you know, makes it work. Also one of the city tracks in Tokyo Expressway. Yeah, Special Stage Route 5, Tokyo Route 246, Rome Circuit. Preferably the Gran Turismo 2 or 3 version as opposed to the 5 or 6, as the 5 and 6 gets too narrow at certain points. I wasn't the biggest fan of London or Madrid though. They can stay away. London and Madrid were kind of not that great. Though both of them were pretty. Combine the two Romes? Kind of. I like Madrid. Oof. I don't know, I always felt Madrid was just very narrow and just very like Mickey Mousey. Like it's not bad in like lower powered vehicles, but anything like once you get over like 350 horsepower, the track just feels kind of claustrophobic. It doesn't really feel like a track you can like race on. Like, don't get me wrong, Madrid was genuinely a beautiful track. Like, you had like the beautiful architecture and everything like that. You had all like the fountains and like they did a really good job with like making that track look alive. I just didn't like actually driving one at that much. Alright, let's see what we got available for single races. Midfield Raceway 2. Alright, let's see. Maybe a B-class car? Yeah. Let's use the S2000. This would be a fun one. This would be a good one. Here we go. Yeah, we got other roughly 250 horsepower vehicles. It's a pretty even matchup. It should be good. It should be good. After this, we might go to a vehicle from our garage for the next race, whatever the next one is. We'll have to see. Maybe we can get the GC and Impreza out for one of the races. Could be an option. Could be a good option, I think. Oh, that Clio though. That Clio is going to be a tricky one. But I think we can do this. If I can keep the gap close to the Clio, I might be able to beat it in terms of raw pace. I mean, the S2000 is very lightweight, so we should be able to keep pace with things like the MR2 and the Clio, especially when they run wide like that. Okay. A little bit of understeer there. That's gonna hurt us down the straight. Come on, I need you to bump us. Please, I need you to bump us. Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3. Ooh, 2.3 seconds. That's not great. Alright, let's try to claw back that time. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Okay, 1.5. That's good. That's good. That's good. Come on, we can get this back. We just need to not have an absolute melon moment right there on the final corner. Thankfully, the S2000 has absolutely killer handling. There we go. 1 second. This is good. This is exactly what we need. I'm coming for that Clio. Oh, we're gonna run wide. There we go, even closer. Alright. Give me your suck. There we go, now we're in the slipstream. It's gonna carry us down all the way down the straight. Ooh, 127. I will take that. Like Miss Cleo the Psychic. Similar. However, it's C-L-I-O. But yeah. I love my Clio. I love the Clios. Shame we never got them in the States. Shame we never got them in the States. They're kind of a European and Japanese only type of vehicle. Especially the performance versions. That V6 Clio is absolutely awesome. A mid-engine French hot hatch. It is every bit as bonkers as it sounds. And honestly, I am all for that. I am all for that. Alright, come on. Let's keep it going. Let's carry the distance. The USA get Peugeot? Not really. We got Renault for like a very short time frame, but like a lot of like French manufacturers don't really sell cars here in the States. So a lot of that stuff is kind of like European only. Alright, down to the gears. There we go, we're good. Seconds. Nice. I would gladly take that. You don't get a lot of American cars here either. Yeah, unfortunately so. Y'all are missing out on some good American performance cars. Then again, I guess your crowds are safe from the Mustangs. Okay, yeah, we're extending the gap to the Clio. A cute little S2000, absolutely kicking butt out there. Yeah, this thing is a beauty. Alright. Gotta keep it, ooh, Nelly, come on. There we go, we're good. We're golden. Okay. One more lap. 6, 7, 8, ooh. Not the best time, but we're still extending our lead. Let's see what the next race is. Because the roads here, parking spaces are too small for the US cars. Yeah, skill issue. We only have Bugatti in the US. Yeah. Pretty much just Bugatti. Pretty much just the Bugatti. I woke up in the new Bugatti. But it is a little bit of a shame me not being able to see that. I mean, it's also very different regulations as well. Like European has a much more stringent fuel economy standards, but those little like 1 liter diesels, their emissions aren't all that great. They're running super lean and produce a hefty amount of NOx, which can damage the ozone layer, which, you know, a lot of Americans care about, you know, so Americans also have more stringent safety standards as well in the cars. So a lot of like those little tiny hatchbacks aren't really, they don't really pass safety standards. Like I said, it's just basically we're building entirely different regulations, which is why you get like the different vehicles. And most of the US market cars, the car owners just import them from the US. You get the crazy, you get a lot of like the crazy fuel tax and stuff like that over there too, which is ridiculous. Yeah, but I mean that's kind of the same for like everyone. Like I mean look at the Volkswagen emissions scandals. Like that's not a uniquely American thing. Not anywhere close. Alright, let's see if we can't beat a Subaru in a Subaru. The old versus Nubaru. Which country's China? Yeah, the IP infringement from them is a little, it's a bit on the nose. And that's all I'm gonna say on that part. Yeah, most of the audio is supposed to get converted to the LPG gas. Okay. Gotcha. Not even that, the tofu. Oh. Yeah, that's interesting regulations for sure. Interesting standards of build quality. Anyway, alright, time to climb up the hill. Fools send. Let's make sure we put on a good show as we pass by the massive mountainside hotel. Look at the size that thing is. Well, that is huge. Make sure everyone gets a good look at our car. We gotta make sure we brake before the jump here. There we go. Down to the gears. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. You get taxed by the weight of the car. You get taxed by the fuel economy of the car. You get taxed. It's Europe. They'll tax everything. Like, bro, it's kind of crazy. Yeah. Damn. I also found out that in France, motorbikes for the WoW, motorbikes were supposed to be like limited to like under 100 miles an hour as well, which is crazy. Like they're like, this is slightly fun. Nah, tax are regulated. Air conditioning, no siree. We're gonna regulate that too. Gameplay audio is glitchy. Alright, let's see if this is... Let's see if that's better, a little bit better. Tax e-bikes here too. Gosh. I tax everything. Hopefully the audio is better now. Oh, if you just have curiosity, can you send me For someone that was hearing like the audio glitch and everything like that, could you send me like a clip of like what happens on like the user side when the audio is glitching? Like, I want to know what's exactly going on. 'Cause that's stuff that I can't really hear on my end. That might be either a YouTube thing or an OBS thing. So I'm not sure. I wanna genuinely hear it myself, see what's going on. Like if it's the game audio that just got desynced, or like what all's happening with that. Alright. Oop, over crest. There we go. One more lap, and then we have done both Smoky Mountain races, which means this is the last time in this playthrough that we will be on Smoky Mountain, which is genuinely crazy to think about. That is genuinely crazy to think about how we are basically let's put in close to lazy. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. I'll take a look at that after the stream and see what the hell is actually happening on the viewer's side. 'Cause that is strange. All right, come on. Almost to the finish line. Almost there. Almost there. Yoom, cross the line. Nice. No money though for winning this race, but that's all right. I will take it. I will take it. All right, next race. Doing streaming 2 hours glitching out. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I have to see what's going on there, because I'm seeing strain. I'm not seeing it on my end. So if you guys are hearing it, I'll have to just see what the heck's going on. Oh, I think I may have made a mistake. I may have definitely made a mistake. You know what? Let's see if we can own up to this mistake and actually win. We got the crazy power. Oh, the turbo lag is real though. The turbo lag is real. The crazy Suzuki. It wouldn't be so bad if I wasn't also being bumped off course by the other cars. All right, I need a straight line section. I don't have the downforce for this. I don't have the downforce for this. YOLO. Oh, please stop understeering. Like, we got the killer acceleration though. Literally here. We just have ridiculous straight line speed. Ridiculous acceleration. But then we get to the twisty section and it's a little bit spicy. Ow, okay, hi. Yeah, Suzuki bikes available in the States. Like a buddy of mine on my racing team, he literally tracks his Suzuki, is it what the GSX, I think it is? Something like that. I'm not as knowledgeable about bikes as I am with cars. Can you not punt me out of the way? There we go. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. We're gaining time on them lap after lap. But it's still gonna be tough. It is still gonna be tough. They just have that downforce for the sweeper. The acceleration. Holy moly. Doesn't exactly have the best cornering. But the fact that this is actually keeping pace with like Le Mans prototypes and everything is really impressive. Oh, that's not the best. That's not the best line through the corner. All right, they can battle each other now. Time to get up there with the 787B. Ooh. Can you not? Gosh, the 787B is getting a little bit frustrating. Alright, we're golden, I think. Hi, thank you. I was taking that corner. Little bit of a crash fest of a race. Time to put my car in defense mode. Yeah. We're not being punted offline. You can buy any bike in the USA, but them being street legal at all depends on this. Yeah, although for the most part, most like road going bikes, specific road going bikes, you know, you can, or I believe are 50 state legal. Like most of those bikes are 50 state legal. But yeah. But yeah, you will need certain licenses as well for like the displacements. It's just crazy how it's just crazy like the speed of those bikes though. It's also funny how they in the 2000s had a gentleman's agreement similar to the 280 horsepower Japanese car gentleman's agreement, where they limited the bikes to 193 miles an hour, something like that, for pretty much a decade, in order to prevent the Europeans from going all, well, European on them. Oh, you melon. Ow. Okay. That's not good. I like being punted off my own racing line. Come on. Give me the slipstream. Oh, right at the end. Holy. Oh, okay. That was not supposed to be as stressful as it was, but I'll take it. Yeah, the H2R is absolutely insane. The speed of these bikes is absolutely terrifying, but also really, really cool. Especially once you see them tuned for drag race with the longer rear swing arm and everything. Holy cow, that is awesome. Just being able to see, you know, all of that stuff. It is amazing. Fastest production bike. Alright, let's use the NSX here. It's a longer track, so this will work well. Five-lap race. Nice, got the V6 within their back. Royally, if you can ride anything. Okay, but if you go to the borough, you shouldn't get arrested for riding anything. Yeah, it really depends on like jurisdiction and everything like that, and also depends on how much like rules are actually enforced too. Ooh, okay, the GTR is having a strong showing here. Got the Penzo, got the Calsonic. There we go. Good stuff, good stuff. It's also a guy put a Viper in. Yeah, the Dodge Tomahawk. Right? I think that's what it was called. That thing is terrifying as well. The sheer amount of heat from that engine has got to be ridiculous. I can't imagine it's comfortable to ride for too long. I don't know if there was anything here. Yeah. It's like the Wild Wild West. Wow, it's the Wild Wild West. The Wild Wild West. Any outlaw trying to draw a thing in the bad. I can't remember the actual song. That's like a Will Smith rap song or whatever. That was like a tie-in for the movie Wild Wild West. And the giant mechanical spider, if you guys remember that at all. The fact that if you go to the US vacation, you like 50 different law books depending on where to state them in. Not necessarily. A lot of it's common sense. A lot of it is common sense. You know, don't drink and drive, turn signals, seat belts, headlights. You know, pretty normal stuff. It's a lot of it's just common sense. Oh, although that being said, one thing to remember. In the United States, unless otherwise specified, you can turn right on red. You just gotta treat it like a stop sign. So, you can actually do that. Unless otherwise specified at the intersection. Either with a red right arrow or like a no turn on red or whatever. Yeah, it's just silly laws that are like that type of stuff. But like most of the stuff that will apply to you, like either visiting or just moving around in the States. But like again, a lot of it's just common sense. If you live in a first world nation, you're probably already doing most of them anyway. You know? Probably. Yeah, no whaling in Montana. There had to have been something that happened like at an aquarium or something for that law to be in place. That or that might be a misrepresentation of the law or whatever. Most of them don't care news. Usually, yeah. Like if you, especially if you're following like the spirit of the law more than anything else, even if you're not exactly following the letter of the law, if you're following the spirit of the law, most of the time you're golden. Yeah. And in Europe, you guys got some interesting ones as well. Don't blow up and my question. I don't think he's wealthy enough to bring a donkey into the States. Does Europe even have donkeys, like, natively? I thought donkeys are primarily, like, a North and South American thing. Of course, I'm not gonna take a donkey to the States. I gotta look this up now. Does Europe actually have native donkeys? Rich oil bear. Yes, please do let me know. I'm genuinely curious now. Does Europe have native donkeys, or do they have to be imported? So I am not sure. I think we have time for one more race after this one. So let's make sure it's a good one. Over the bridge. But we're making some good progress here. And we're getting more endurance races done. We're getting more of the arcade races done. Steadily adding to our vehicle list, which is nice. 5, 6, 7. There we go. Even faster lap time there. Really laying down the hammer. Can you believe there's only 22 weeks left in the year? Absolutely crazy. Man. This year's gone by quite quick. It's been kind of scary. Alright, there we go. Come on, more speed. More speed. been great. The Alaric, Norman, and Pyrenean donkey. Interesting. I also got them, but in Southern Europe, like Serbia, North Macedonia, and Montenegro. Nah, I'm not gonna cancel you. I know that's a real country. I know what these. I might be American. I might be American. 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. I had to tickle my throat. I might be American, but I know my geography decently enough. Wolf is mixing up Montenegro, Taiwan. Well, we're off the air in China now. I got the Viper. The GT40 as well, that's just pretty cool. The Lupo Cup car. Oh boy, please let this not be like absolutely ridiculous in terms of like performance. Please put me with like a regular like. Okay, good. Goodbye, industrial little fellows. Oh, I think we're gonna cook them. Chad, I think we're gonna cook them. Yep, this is what happens when you have a racing car mixing with a bunch of lower end performance, sporty-ish vehicles. MRS might give us a little bit of a challenge. Speed and power. Yeah, MRS has got more power than us. We got racing slicks and a roll cage. So let's stay in the suck. Because we can definitely outbrake it as. Whoa, okay, yeah, you got a major check up there. Good to know. Honestly, in Gran Turismo 4, it'd be cool to have like both the Lupa Cup cars, the Nissan MMR Cup car, and like those types of like little like itty bitty bean like cup cars available in like a race. Have a racing series specifically for like those types of cars. It'd be really cool, actually. Maybe some other vehicles that'd be roughly on that performance level. I don't know. That would probably be, you know, the vehicles that have, you know, like the kind of tighter real world circuits and everything. Gosh, this thing is so nimble though. Just very, very agile. Absolutely adorable. Alright. We are not passing 100 miles an hour though. We are not passing 100 miles an hour. Hell, esports now makes more money than the average shop. True, but if you compare them to like other sports though, like they're still making not a whole lot. And you gotta think that's like the top 1% of like the 1% skill level. Yeah, it's just one of those things where you need the money and you need the skill to kind of make the money and everything. It's like racing. You can look at the like the top, you know, the top of the top and everything and be like, wow, they're making so much money. But you look at all the people who tried and failed to get to that top. And like you realize just how much of like a boneyard it is and everything. So it is a very, very risky investment for sure. So that is a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy that you're spending on that stuff for the chance to, you know, make it a financially successful career. Interesting question. What hypercar would be faster on track? The Pagani Huayra R or the Ferrari FXXK? Probably the Ferrari. Yeah, with sports as well, you have the risk factor, the brain injuries and broken bones. I mean, you still got some injuries with the esports, like the carpal tunnel and everything. Plus, like, the career length is, you know, not that long. You gotta be, like, super young to have, like, the crazy reflexes. And you can, you know, also, like, damage your eyesight and everything like that. Plus, there is, in esports, there's also, like, the issue of, stimulant abuse and everything as well. So it's not exactly healthy for the body, for sure. Maybe not exactly as physically taxing as regular sports, but still. Yeah, those direct drive wheels are they're coming for your wrists. This car is so slow, but it's kind of charming. It is absolutely charming. The sheer amount of grip it has versus how little amount of power it has is honestly kind of crazy. It's fun. It's fun to race this though. 'Cause I don't normally get to race a vehicle like this in the career mode. Freaking LMU trying to break my wrist. Yeah. LMU be crazy. Yeah, you can. But still, it's you know, not as glamorous as people like to make it out to be, for sure. No, I've seen friends that have gotten close to the esports side of things, and it is they've gotten just on the precipice, but it is still eating them up and spat them back out. And they've spent, you know, thousands of hours in those games, and it's they kind of hate those games now. Yeah. Like I mean, but the full back was strange. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk with Alex to figure out how to set that up properly. I got my wheel set up mostly for like ACC full feedback, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that the full feedback for LMU soon, especially if we're eventually gonna be going to that. Which esports? Tekken and Rocket League, respectively. They have sponsors. They were close to getting sponsors. So one of them was like a regional, like was able to place like top 3 regional for Rocket League, and the other one was getting like real close to that, but they tried to go like full like. I mean, like, they managed to place quite high on like regional, like mid-Atlantic, you know, like that type of stuff. Like larger, like international stuff, or even like national stuff, they kind of got blown out of the water a little bit. But yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy just how competitive it is. Where you can be like the big fish in a moderately sized pond. You know, winning city tournaments, winning, you know, states, even like, you know, like full on like regional within a nation. Then you go like even bigger than that, and it's just the talent pool it's crazy. Oh yeah. Yeah, but to get to that point though, you need to, you know, kind of prove yourself in like the all those tournaments and everything to even get a shot at getting like those sponsors. It's tough though. It's tough. Because especially like early on, a lot of that stuff was all coming out of their, you know, their own wallets and everything. But yeah. Anyway, finish line. There we go. Boom. Alright, I want to see how close we are to actually getting 100% completion. We've got to be a little bit closer. We've got to be like what, like 68%? 68%, something like that. Probably, maybe even better. 66.9. Oh, jeez. Okay. Whew. Hang on a second, I want to see something. Down with the PDs. Nice. Hell yeah, man. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 more events in career mode. So that's going to be a little bit tough, I think. Oh boy. We got work cut out for us, I think, chat. But anyway, I'm gonna be ending the stream here. Thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what I'm doing well in the comments down below. If you didn't like the stream, please let me know what I'm doing poorly so I can fix that in the future. With that being said, I've been Isaac Umbras, and wherever you're in the world, whatever time it is for you, may be a great time. And I'll see you all in the next stream. Till then. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.